From a warehouse basement on the wrong side of the tracks, this is D.
The tape is rolling. It's speeding.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
And Candy V.
So, I've been wanting to get into Alien Earth with you.
Uh-huh.
Episode 4. Alien Earth and What It Means to Be Human. Part 1.
At this moment, time of this recording, we're 3 episodes in.
Yep.
I don't think I'm motivated to be we're obviously not motivated to be the type who are going to do an episode after every episode.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not doing that. But what I would like to do is perhaps like a 2 to 3 part conversation as we continue to follow season 1 of Alien Earth. That just has to do with the overall Alien universe and franchise.
Yeah.
And the really cool and interesting questions that it raises, whether they answer them well or not.
There's a lot of movies that do that.
Yeah. But first of all, what do you think so far about the show?
So I have mixed feelings about the show. I love the aesthetics so much. Kind of the same way that you and I had talked about the first opening scene. How it's just like
it was a
shot
tribute.
for shot.
It was a tribute to the first movie.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So when I saw that, I fell in love immediately, and I love that. And then it started going, and then I was thinking of almost everything that they talked about was reminding me of other shows that I'd been watching that I thought I would like and didn't. Oh. That includes Silo, The Foundation, Dune Awakening, I think is what it's called. What was that? Altered Carbon. All these sci-fi shows that I thought were going to be really interesting. Then I watched like 2 episodes and I'm like, this sucks. And it's, I think it's comes down to intimacy for me, but yeah, that's where my feelings are at right now, where I'm mixed. So what about you?
I'm really enjoying the show, but every episode I see, I'm skeptical whether the next one will be good. I think my biggest complaint, and this just kind of carries across the whole Alien franchise, is that they seem to just be really redundant, repetitive.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what made Prometheus feel like special to me.
Yeah.
Was even though it still had some of the same beats, we did something very new.
And there's a mystery
different.
Involved.
Yeah.
With Prometheus.
Yeah. And it's like the same things happen in each Alien movie now.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And so that was a little frustrating. However, this show has hit all those beats in like the first 2 episodes. So what I'm hoping that means is like the rest of the show is really more about charting new territory instead of just hiding from the Xenomorph and fighting the Xenomorph over and over again.
Right. Spoilers for episode 3 because we killed the Xenomorph that was following them.
Right. But I mean, there's eggs, so there could be more. There could be more at any time.
The way that it ends, I really like how season 3, episode 3 ends with what's her name having like some sort of weird connection with the facehugger.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I'm like. I think it'd be really cool if she ends up having more empathy for the Xenomorph than for humanity.
Right.
End.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Windy.
Windy.
Marcy. Windy Marcy.
Back to it being like a tribute to the original.
Yeah.
Apparently Noah Hawley.
Yeah.
His main motivation behind this was that it was based around the question of what if the Nostromo, the space truckers, just made it back to Earth with the alien egg intact.
I had heard about that. Yeah.
You know, so it literally is like the same kind of vessel doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they make it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And we get to see all the other strange things that they were hauling to.
And that's all fun. That's all good and fun.
Yeah.
What I want to get into is
not the fun stuff.
Is the not fun stuff of what it means to be human. That seems to be at the crux of Alien now.
Yeah. I think most sci-fi movies.
I guess
Talk
so.
about that.
I mean, maybe that's just getting pushed more into the zeitgeist by AI. But this entry was a little more interesting in that we have multiple definitions of human life happening at once.
Right. Yeah, it starts off with the 3 definitions of android in the beginning, which is really cool.
Right. So
I love, by the way, I love that we start with the android story in the beginning, and it has nothing to do with the Xenomorph stuff. Like, Xenomorph is a sideline thing. What we're focused on is the Lost Boys and the Corporation Prodigy.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
And so, yeah, and my hopes are high that we continue more down that path and that the whole alien threat remains a vehicle for diving deeper into that conversation.
That would be cool. Yeah.
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 It felt like they were going to do that in other things, but then they don't.
I keep wanting to call it the Fede Velres version, but it's Romulus. I keep forgetting that's what it was called.
Yeah.
In Alien Romulus, it was very, very much Star Wars Episode 7, where they didn't hit all the beats the same way that they did in the first Alien, but it felt like it was a continuation of Aliens, right? It was like it was more about, they had so many Xenomorphs in that one. There was so many of them, and it didn't feel like it was about any one particular character, but rather how they deal with this threat, right?
Yeah.
And it was all about that, and I just really disengaged from the franchise from that period, and I still got really excited for Alien Earth, and I hate that it brings out that kind of giddy schoolboy in me.
Yeah.
But it does.
Just to hurt you over and over again.
It does. It feels that way.
Yeah. Yeah, Romulus kind of pissed me off too for the same reason. It got stupid because
it did get stupid.
I don't know. It's like we weren't saying anything profound outside of the alien threat.
Right.
And the alien threat apparently wasn't that big of a threat.
Right. That's what I mean. It was like an action movie.
There's like 200 of them.
Yeah.
And a cloud of acid blood.
God, that was egregious.
And they just come out unscathed.
That was egregious. We had such a crazy trap set up, and I'm not going to go over that. But that was crazy.
Yeah. But back to Alien Earth.
Yeah.
The synthetics, the cyborg, and the hybrids.
Right.
Right?
And the hybrids are the new Prodigy.
Yes, that's Wendy and the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So far, it hasn't said much other than it's made the point that some of these hybrids are starting to question their own humanity.
They're starting to.
And whether that matters and to what degree that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. And what was the... Oh, so who was there was the redhead?
Nibs,
yeah. That had a question something about... I can't remember what it was.
Well, she was upset that she wasn't able to name herself like Wendy did.
Yeah.
She didn't have a girl's name.
Right.
And noticeably, she was also the youngest who came in with the group of kids.
Interesting.
And she was the one that asked, when do we get to go home?
And she got attacked.
And Wendy's like, never.
The only one who's got attacked.
Yeah, and she got attacked by the octopus eye.
The eye octopus.
Yeah.
Yeah, never was their answer for the home. Yeah, this dynamic is incredibly interesting. I just wish they would spend more time on it. And I think maybe it's because it's the first few episodes, the reason why we don't see it, and the reason why we don't develop these characters until episode 3, including Timothy Olyphant's character. I forgot his name.
Kersh.
Yeah. And they, it's really cool to think about in terms of, like, it reminded me of Poor Things, where we have, if you haven't seen Poor Things, that's spoiler, where we have the young mind inside the adult body and what that means, expectations of other people looking at you. But whereas that was just like a kind of exploration of maturity and what it meant to be around others.
Yeah.
This feels like an exploration of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like how much innocence is what it feels like. It feels like an exploration of what innocence means to a child, and at what point that should be taken away.
Yeah, and kind of what's fascinating about it, what kind of complicates it more, is that their creator is a man-child.
Right.
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 So it's not like they're being brought into this world saying like we have to behave like adults now. If anything, they're kind of encouraging this duality,
Yeah.
right? By giving them the whole Peter Pan motif,
Right.
never grow up and all that.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And while simultaneously, like the thing that wasn't in Poor Things, you have the immature thrown into the mature, and she experiences sex and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In Alien Earth, you have the immature brain given immortality,
Right.
and like super strength and
Right.
abilities.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah, like we're definitely gonna see like some shit happen, which we've seen already, sort of in the mentality of what's her name talking about the I forget all their names, but the girl who's talking about am I your favorite?
Curly. Yeah.
There you go.
I only remember names in this one because I know Peter Pan.
I don't know Peter Pan,
So
so yeah, Slightly, Curly, Nibs,
Toodles.
Toodles.
Toodles is the one that like is told to hang back with the weird alien pod growing out of the ceiling.
Oh, right.
That one's Toodles. Yeah. In Prometheus, which I maintain is one of Ridley Scott's top 3 movies, and if you disagree, fuck off.
I don't disagree, so
I know
I'll stay
you
here.
don't. You get to stay.
Yeah.
But if you're listening, we don't need you as an audience
We
member.
we don't.
Fuck right off.
Well, yeah. Go ahead,
Prometheus is a great movie.
please.
Anyway, my favorite android of all, David,
Yeah. That's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, David.
shows up. And David is fascinating because he kind of figures out that humanity sees him as like an inferior kind of intelligence,
Right.
while he knows he is superior in many ways. And so he really makes it a point to try to become as human as possible so that he can ultimately like win trust and maybe take over.
Right.
And there's this whole sequence in the beginning of the film where everyone's in cryo, where he's watching Peter O'Toole in Lawrence of Arabia. He changes his hair color and his hairstyle to look like Peter O'Toole, and changes how he talks, and grows up
Yeah.
while they're asleep.
Right.
It was the most interesting examination of artificial intelligence, I think, in the whole franchise to date. And it feels like the closest they've come to anything as interesting since then is the hybrids in this.
For sure.
Yeah.
When you were talking about, well, when we were said that this Prometheus introduces mystery for the first time, with this idea of sense also, like the whole sense thing throughout the Alien franchise has been there's an ongoing thing that they come back to sort of every now and then, and sort of say, hey, there's also this theme of what it means to be human along with the aliens and whatnot. I forgot there was another franchise that he made called Raised by Wolves.
Yeah, which feels very alien.
Yeah.
Like if he were to reveal that it was connected somehow, you would believe it.
It feels very the same. Yeah. I really like that examination also of what it means to be human, because it's a story about androids coming together and creating basically a society, like a family together. And that's really cool to look at from that point of view. The other idea is that it's not AI in the way that we know it, because it's very much like we talked about Spielbergian stuff, how Spielberg has his own universe, and it seems like when he creates any kind of world, even if it's grounded, like Catch Me If You Can, is that Spielberg?
Yeah.
It's even when it's grounded like that, he's still talking about Spielberg version of that.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just the airport; it's Spielberg's airport, right? That operates in its own way, and in this way, Ridley Scott's version of AI, I really like because it's a more human-centric AI. It's like an AI that has its own desires and has its own humanness to it.
It's an interesting fact that they would design and cultivate this artificial intelligence to be human.
Yeah.
So then what's the motivation behind that, right? Because like if you just wanted someone to be around who's extremely useful, like very, very useful, and just like the greatest servant, would you make a bipedal primate? Would you make someone with 6 arms? You know?
Yeah, it would definitely not be that way.
Right.
And I think back in the original Alien movie is probably like the idea of AI. I think probably came from wanting to emulate a human character and then hide it in there because it's a reveal later on, right? That what's his name's an android. And I think from there they just kind of took off with it. And so that's why I like Raised by Wolves so much, because it uses that idea way more explorative. And I don't think there is... It's hard for me to go into headcanon of the idea of why they would create something like that, because otherwise it does seem like Weyland Yutani would have like this kind of idea behind it that they're trying to control something or trying to do something to society at large, and we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I still don't know.
We know he's motivated by immortality.
You're talking about
Weyland.
Prodigy guy? Yeah.
No, Weyland.
Oh, Weyland, gotcha.
I mean, remember, he cryos himself to go with them in Prometheus.
Right.
And
right.
meets his end out there.
Yeah.
He doesn't get what he wanted, unfortunately. But
a strange movie.
It's also fascinating that, at least through Prometheus, they refer to the people who made people as engineers.
Right.
Right?
That's
so who's the AI? That's
cool.
like that's the cool thing that Prometheus does to the whole discussion.
For sure.
Is that here we are talking about our relationship to these creations that we've engineered.
Right.
And we're very suspicious. We're being betrayed. They're going behind our backs. You can't always tell which is what, right? But we were ourselves engineered by others, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, where is the difference, and why is there still a difference if you get to that point?
Right.
There's
that whole opening scene I forgot in Prometheus where they even talk about the origins of humanity.
Yeah.
And why it matters. And I love that exploration of that theme. I think that's such an interesting idea. I never even thought about the term engineers, because they did talk about that, and how they open with the my favorite scene of any Ridley Scott movie in Prometheus, the
engineer that self-destructs to create life.
To create life. It's so sick. I love that so much.
Yeah. Well, and then the control system on the ships, on the Weyland Yutani ships, is called Mother.
Oh, yeah.
It's their mom, right? So the crew of the ship, their caring overseer figure is technology.
Right.
And so throughout the whole thing, we have this blending of technology and humanity. And it gets really hard to decide where one ends and one begins. And I think that's a more interesting conversation than ever before.
For Alien.
Because it's going, I mean, we're going to have those conversations in our own lifetime, I think.
For sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's a different... it's hard to talk about this without bringing up AI in its modern sense and what it is now.
Yeah.
Because obvious parallels, but AI, the way that we see it now, is so not human, is so cold and undeniably unhuman that it feels completely different than what we're talking about in the Alien franchise. And I feel like they're separate entities.
Sure. But if we take a step back from that and just refer to it as technology versus AI at this point, I think where the interesting conversation lies is the technology versus nature. Because what is the Xenomorph really? It is just pure biology. Right. It is nature bred in tooth and claw, and that the fact that people like to forget all the time is that nature is horrifying,
right,
and dangerous.
Yeah,
and it only survives by eating itself,
right,
and impregnating other. Itself into other things,
right,
and bursting through and devouring and spreading. I'm saying that the series seems to be like a teeter-totter between those two ends of like a spectrum,
right,
that both horrify the storyteller.
Yeah,
right.
I could see that. Yeah.
And I guess ultimately, the the hybrids are where those two come together into one.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's going to be, I'm not so sure about what Wendy's going to be when she continues throughout this journey.
I'm rooting for Dark Wendy.
It makes me think how easy it would be to be like, we have, kids that were facing death, and then we give them immortality, give them more power than anyone else has ever had. And I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster, and that's what they're going to be doing. It's just showing that disaster.
Now that's a cool thought.
I feel like that's the most obvious.
Yeah, you might be right, but it didn't occur to me.
Yeah.
Because it seems more, maybe that's most obvious, but it seems more common that the more tropey storyline is the kids learning to overcome their childish weaknesses and having an arc that leads to them becoming, but that wouldn't fit. And,
right.
That shouldn't be. I hope that's not it. It's like giving the nuclear codes to a 9-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an abuse of power, I guess you could say, or where innocence meets power and then becomes less innocent because of it.
Explain what you meant by empathy, or not empathy. You said intimacy, lacking intimacy.
Intimacy in most movies is the thing that draws me in, where it's a story about an individual's experience against the world. Game of Thrones, I think, has this really down, where they have a large cast, a lot of different characters, and we're spending time with each and every one of them. And we go into their brains and we kind of understand what their feelings are on what they're experiencing and the events happening around them. Whereas Altered Carbon or Dune or any of these other
Three-Body
Problem, where we have a bunch of characters, a large cast, but we don't ever go into each individual's perspective.
Yeah.
We do stick with some characters, but as far as acknowledging their existence and what their perspective looks like, it's very weak compared to, the large thing. Dune, I think, feels so much like this, and I have to very much categorize this. This is the show that I'm talking about, not the movies, because the movies are amazing, but the show has the aesthetic of the movies. But,
Dune Prophecy.
Yeah, Prophecy, that's what it is, not Awakening. The characters in there are super interesting. The events are so cool, but I don't care about any of it. And it's because none of the characters immediately connect with me. So we don't. I'm waiting for us to go into their brain and start figuring out what things look like to them, and we never do. It's always like the storyteller is from the storyteller's perspective, and it's like a third person, and we never get to enter anyone's brain. And that's what intimacy is to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something. It's funny because I feel like the character that I've become the closest to so far in Alien Earth
Yeah.
is the Timothy Olyphant.
I was going to say Kersh.
Kersh.
I think it's made it really easy with Kersh.
It's probably just because of how good his performance is that you actually kind of can feel what he's emoting. You know, it comes across.
Yeah.
Gives you a sense for who he is and what he's experiencing. I'll tell you, I don't think he likes his boss very much. That's not going to last. I'm just saying. But I haven't been able to find Wendy accessible.
Right.
Really. Probably the second most relatable character is the fucking cyborg dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's weird.
Isn't it weird that the two most relatable are technically the two least human?
Yeah. Maybe that's why. Because like what's his name? The prodigy child guy, the boss, big CEO guy.
The boy
genius.
They call him. They use a different descriptor word.
Is it prodigy?
It's not prodigy. I'll find it. It was good.
His character he's the most human, and I don't feel like I ever connect with him because he feels like a villain basically.
Boy Cavalier.
That's
what they call him.
He feels like a villain because he has these unknown kind of motivations behind him.
Yeah.
But we never get to experience him. It's more like we're always looking on the outside.
Yeah,
and
he
seeing
does
what
seem like a one-dimensional Bond villain.
That's what it is. 1 and 2 dimensional characters. That's the thing.
Yeah, like one of his biggest screen time moments is when he talks about that we have to go get that ship and those aliens because it's trillions of dollars worth of potential research and I want them and you bring them to me, and I'm just like, it's just like comic book level.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, flat characters is what we're talking
that's
about.
a shame.
It was really interesting because he said something that I was like, fuck, dude, I wish I saw that. And it was it was when he said, I'll finally get to have a good conversation.
Oh, yeah. I was about to bring that up too.
Yeah. I thought that line was impeccable, but it was coming out of a villain that was 2-dimensional. And I'm like, dude, it makes me think of Better Call Saul when I'm looking at Jimmy's brother, and empathizing with him at the same time and hating what he's doing, right? It's like when he's acting against Jimmy, I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand all of his things, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to do with this guy.
Yeah, it's what you wish you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much more powerful would the Boy Cavalier be if you could cry over the things that made him this way?
Right.
You know,
right.
Or if you could simultaneously root for him and feel the tragedy of his fall at this, as he just like a Breaking Bad sort of.
And
arc.
Even we can keep him flat if the story's about someone else. That's totally fine.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
The story doesn't seem to be about anyone yet, and I think
Right.
that's probably why Kersh is so easy to attach to, because
Yeah.
so far it seems like his motives haven't been fully realized yet.
Yeah. So, like a good example, Weyland Yutani, the company,
Yeah.
is the primary villain of the original Alien movie.
Right.
You never meet anyone from Weyland Yutani.
Right.
They're not on screen.
Right.
You don't need to. It's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Exactly.
The story's about something else.
Exactly.
If we had some shoehorned in scenes of Weyland or Yutani talking about, ooh, I hope we get our hands on those aliens.
Yeah,
you'd be like, wait, why? Who is this guy? Why are we
Right.
talking about him?
Or if we made him 3-dimensional, we see his childhood and why he.
Make a whole nother movie,
Right.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason for that. We don't need it.
Yeah.
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 My point being that the story doesn't exist about anyone yet, and that's why. It makes me
That's a
feel-
good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This story is not about anyone at this point. Although I feel like they're trying to say it is about Wendy.
Yeah.
but
they focus on
they
her a lot.
haven't given enough
to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was really weirded out when they did the body swap first. How it was like Marcy was being walked down the hallway or whatever. Yeah. And it was just literally, okay, you have cancer. Okay, we're going to give you a new body. Boom. And that was the beats.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy
there was
shit.
a missed opportunity there too.
Yeah.
And they just barely scraped the surface of it with that montage of the other kids getting their bodies.
Yeah.
It was really a cool sequence.
It was,
the
yeah.
way they shot it, at the body up and back, and people kept moving
Yeah.
around. That was I really dig that.
It was a creative shot, yeah.
But the horror of seeing your old body euthanized
Yeah.
in front of you, because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're euthanizing their old bodies, zipping them up, and shipping them out.
Right.
Like, and I talk about an opportunity for intimacy.
Oh, sure.
My God.
Yeah. No, and there was a little bit of that, I feel like, with Nibs when she was just staring at the octopus monster that was still trapped in the glass. And she thought back to her body and being switched from it.
Yeah.
As if she wished she was back in the body, or maybe.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The big missed opportunity. And I don't the problem is I don't feel connected with Wendy, or with Marcy, because she's we're not telling the story from her perspective, and I feel like that is doing a big disservice.
And in fact, I think in the effort to develop the character of Wendy, they've developed her brother more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like they're trying to use the brother to build up Wendy's backstory.
Right.
And I feel much more close to Joe, the brother,
Yeah.
than I do to Wendy.
I don't feel close to Joe, but I understand the connection there.
Yeah, I understand his humanity.
Yeah. Right. And and Wendy's is becoming less and less, whether that's on purpose or not. It's still not from her perspective.
Yeah.
It's still very much a third person thing.
Another thread that continued from Romulus into this that I did like and I would like to see played with more has to do with this like indentured servitude and lack of real autonomy, free will.
Sure.
Economically. In Romulus, there was something about the characters trying to apply for like early exit from their obligations to go somewhere else, and they're literally talking to a computer that tells them, no, you still have to serve this many days, right? And so that has carried over. That's happening here as well. And that, again, plays right into this idea of, are we as people any different from our AI that we make, in that they're cogs in machines that are not answerable to any, like their destiny is being controlled by a voice coming out of a box that doesn't see them or care about them.
You know what was weird? I didn't know it was Timothy Olyphant like at all playing Kersh.
I didn't until he spoke.
Right. Well, no,
I heard him talk. I'm like, what?
Not even that to me. It, like after you told me that, and I looked him up, I was like, oh fuck, it is. And then I saw the third episode, and I really tried to narrow in, and I could see the cracks every now and then. I'm like, oh okay, there he is. Oh, there he is.
He's a scene stealer.
He's great.
Yeah, it might not be good actually for the show.
Oh yeah, for
because
sure.
He like the scene where he showed up and tells the cyborg to like drop the gun.
Yeah.
Right? It's like everyone else just disappeared.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh my God, the charisma that just walked into this scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't believe you're an android anymore.
Yeah, put
like,
everyone to shame.
Like he went to more human than anyone in the show.
That one dude, the cyborg guy, he is like menacing when he wants to be.
Dude, I loved his kind of monologue
to the kid.
Where
dude.
He was going off. Imagine this.
That was so good.
And he talks. I mean,
yeah.
And you've come to learn. Okay, first of all, they were on a 65-year mission.
Right.
So holy shit.
Yeah, the ideas here are amazing. Yeah.
He can empathize a little bit with the hybrids because he was a human,
Right.
full human, before having these changes done to him. He had a daughter at some point,
Yeah.
right? And he left life behind, probably because of loss or something. He got to some point where he had nothing left to lose and went on a 65-year mission.
Right.
Okay. And it involved him completely stripping away his humanity, or as the way he put it, keeping only the worst parts of a man.
Right.
That's what he said.
The worst parts, right?
Yeah. It's a great line.
Yeah, it is.
And then the thing that I just realized recently, because they haven't explored it in the show yet, but he's back having made this huge sacrifice of turning himself into a cyborg and going on this mission. He's a 65-year obsolete cyborg now.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
If they're he's like a vintage automobile.
Nothing's been shown to show how old he is, though, in terms of his working.
Sure. No, yeah. And but I'm wondering if they'll explore that in the show.
That would be interesting,
because that would just make all that sacrifice so much. It's like the returning Vietnam War veteran.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I did this thing, and they're like, oh, I don't really like you. Be gone.
I do hope they do something to talk about someone at some point. To make the story about somebody. That would be nice.
You ask much.
I do. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. When you make stories, I'd like them to be about people. That would be cool.
Has the Xenomorph been scary? At all?
No. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Dude, that's such a good question. The Xenomorph, I hate in many different ways. It's still cool. I regardless of the cool. I don't like that it's a puppetry and that it's a person, because I can
the movement isn't quite right.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It looks I like Covenant's movement better, and Covenant was like bad CG.
Except for those white ones.
Those were pretty fucking cool.
Freaking weird. I like that.
The movement of those I like. These ones I don't. Even the original Alien I liked better. Anyway, point being, the movement I think sucks. Every single scare is never a scare. In fact, when I saw this advertised on Google, when I just looked up Alien Earth and it shows a little thing where the genre it said was horror, and I was like legitimately surprised. I'm like, what do you mean horror?
Call it sci-fi?
Yeah, no, well, like action movie is what I'm thinking, or a thriller. But during the credit sequences, I thought it was just kind of Noah Hawley's kind of thing that he goes, oh, it's like weird surrealist kind of vibes where we have like random flashes of crazy, body horror stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. No, that's legitimately supposed to be scary shit that's happening. And there's like a bunch of jump scares in here, quote unquote jump scares, that have never been scary. And I don't mean scary as in like, oh, I'm a bro and I don't get scared about that shit. It's literally, I don't feel anything. And then there's a music sting. And I'm like, well, what happened? I'm confused.
Yeah.
I like the Xenomorph in one shot. And it was when they showed it in the dark corner. When they just looked at the corner and behind Joe when he came up and he was trying to jump across the building gap.
Oh, yeah.
Which was retarded.
Yeah.
But he's there, and then the camera looks, and then he looks back, and we just see a dark corner. And I love that. Don't show us the monster. I love that. And then also the monster walking slowly, the only time it ever walked slow, just before what's-her-name attacked it, Wendy. That was a really cool shot, too.
Yeah. I liked the one reveal where the Xenomorph was entangled with the statue.
Yeah, I did like that too.
That one worked. It's just been done too many times.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter.
Sure. No, it didn't. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's there in the negative space.
Right.
Because it always is.
That's what I mean. It didn't matter.
It's like the Xenomorph has a feel for the rule of thirds.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, I should go be in this corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
it's just too redundant.
It's self-aware almost,
It is self-aware.
Yeah.
That is kind of the crux of the problem with almost all franchises.
Right.
It's like the movie knows there's things it has to nod at for the audience's desires.
So that's what fucks me up about this, because if you were to take out the Xenomorphs completely from this would be boring as fuck. And the only thing that would be interesting is the Wendy and the Lost Boys characters and what they're dealing with psychologically, which they haven't really gone too much into yet. And so I need that's
need
why
more
I
of
have
that.
mixed feelings.
Need more of that for sure. I usually am very excited when I hear about someone using a prosthetic instead of CGI.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
Yeah, well, the thing is, cool idea for close-up shit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But don't walk around in it.
I know.
Because there were times when it walked around and I was like, it doesn't look very tough.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't quite have that menacing look.
No, it has a dude flailing about in a costume.
And in fact, the kind of the saddest look I've ever seen of the Xenomorph was when the cyborg wrapped it up and was dragging it away.
Oh, I loved that.
I mean, no, that was cool
Yeah.
that it happened. But when it was all wrapped up and being dragged away, I was like, it just kind of looks like a guy.
It does, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the Xenomorphs are basically, because that's where it came from, right? It's the costumes anyway. So they do kind of just look like people, except with weird heads.
Yeah.
And
they're
claws and whatnot.
portrayed as being more like 8 feet tall or something, they're big-ass things.
Trying to, yeah. I think the last time that I saw a really good-looking Xenomorph in its full was probably in AVP.
Nice.
That was the first. I think that was the only time that I remember seeing the whole thing. Oh, except for Romulus, but that was about it. For Romulus, they had him crawling on the walls.
Yeah, very insect-like.
Yeah.
The big difference here between having a guy in a costume this time
Yeah.
and having a guy in a costume in the original Alien is that in Alien, they barely showed you the Xenomorph.
Oh, yeah.
It's practically invisible the whole movie.
Yeah.
It is Jaws in the deep water.
That's what's so good about prosthetics is that you don't show them very
Right.
much.
Yeah.
You motion them to where you want them to be, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when I first watched Alien, it was pretty late in the game. Like I watched this. Like I remember I was talking to you and Taylor about it, about saying that I hadn't watched Alien before, and you guys are like, "What?" Like that's how recent it was.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, I remember thinking in my brain, because I had seen AVP, I had seen these other Alien ones, and while I was watching it, I was thinking, when do we get to see the alien, right? It was that almost all the time. I stopped caring at some point, but I remember watching the whole movie going, oh, wow, we never fucking see it,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It makes it more menacing.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. If anything, we've gotten intimate with the Xenomorph.
Right, that's an intimate movie.
That's weird.
That's a really, really tight movie, not just in terms of fat, but I mean like it's a really small set.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing's just on a ship.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. No, that film is film school.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that is just film school. Just
Right.
do what this movie does.
Right.
Tight script, short. It's a short movie. It's
It
not
is,
a long
yeah.
movie. It moves quick,
It's really complex, though.
very lean, and yet the theme. Every Alien movie, even the good ones that have been made since then,
Yeah,
have just been trying to capture the same theme
absolutely.
as well as the first, and none has ever.
That's why everyone wants to repeat the title sequence.
Yeah, to throw you back into that space.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can repeat the magic of that. Like
Right.
once it's been done, you have to do something else. Just that the raw invasiveness of the face hugger, chest burster
Right.
experience is not really horrifying a second time.
Well, yeah. I mean, after you're expecting it, that's why I didn't like Romulus, because I mean, that's not why I didn't like it for many things.
Yeah.
But one of the things was the face huggers. They had prominently in there, like there was a whole room.
They
full of
became
them.
their own a monster in itself.
Yeah.
Instead of a phase.
Yeah, they were not surprising.
Yeah.
They were not interesting. It was just now a spike like spikes when you're in a platformer video game and you have to
Right,
jump over
yeah.
them. That's what they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to literally a stand-in for rape,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's literally what it's like. We want you to feel an intimate assault
Yeah.
from this,
Yeah, like that's horrifying. In fact, they even play on that in Alien Earth, which I do kind of respect a little bit. Because we called it self-aware. Whenever people are approaching the eggs, then we had Kersh saying, get away from the eggs because they have proximity sensors.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an interesting idea to always have, because they have that shot 3 or 4 times now where someone approaches the egg and it starts to open up and like, oh shit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so they know that we're expecting it.
That egg is blue balling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that whole surgery scene. That was really fucking cool.
I loved that you could sense Kersh considering if he wants his boss to get the face hugger.
Right.
Like it definitely crosses his mind. He's like, okay.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kersh is definitely my favorite so far.
Yeah. Well, I think we've said way too much about this show.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I would like to come back at least one more time once the show's done, and we'll dig into this some more until the horse is good and dead.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Let's beat it.
We're going to beat a horse even after it's dead.
Yeah, after it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all about beating off the dead horse.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You have been eavesdropping on D and Candy V. If you've enjoyed the show, please like, subscribe, review, and share. And do feel free to drop by again soon. D and Candy will always be here, waiting for you, in a warehouse basement on the wrong side of the tracks.